Good morning everybody. Welcome to another day at the track. We've just finished blowing the track down. We've got it all nice and ready to go. It's been a rain the last couple of days, and well, not the last couple of days, but a few days ago it's been a bit of rain. Let's go the direction of the track here, and the track's come up actually really nicely with that rain. Still a bit soft in places, but we'll avoid those places. I mean, supposed to have a beautiful sunny day today, so should be really nicely grooved by the time we get all these guys running on it. We've got a nice little bank sweeper here at the end of the first straight. Comes into our doubles, big doubles. All these big doubles here. This one's a really tricky one. You hit this one right, and you've got the face is quite interesting because the face actually differs from there to there. So certain sections, and it's also angled. It's angled that way. So that side of the jump is a much longer jump to make. And this one, it's almost like a tabletop landing. If you have a look at that, like a tabletop landing. You hit that, land up the top here, and then just roll down into the corner, or about there somewhere. You can start gassing it for that corner. And we're going to another set of doubles, and these ones are also quite. This first one is just a normal double, very nice even face on the kicker. Nice even face, not a bad landing. The landing on this one comes across this way at sort of an angle like that, so landing on this side will be shorter jump than landing on that side. Landing in the middle is the spot. But this one here, this one is a kicker, so if you hit the jump somewhere there, like right there, it kicks the car up really high. So you got to really watch it, because you can lose a lot of time if your car's spending too much time in the air, not on the ground. You know, the landing side of this is really good, and we come into a long 180. So basically from about here you can start adding gas and then push it. As you come in here, you've got an off camber edge there that pushes the car down that way. It slopes down that way, and then it's mostly flat all the way to the corner. Nice bumps and holes over here, a couple of soft spots there and there, and in these soft spots you just got to watch it because they can upset the car quite badly. We've got a couple of tabletops that we're coming up to here. Again, uneven face on the jump. If you can see there, as the jump goes there, then it goes longer there, so the actual kicker is about 7 or 8 inches later there than it is there. So again, pick your line and, you know, make your way around the track as fast as you can. The landing's okay. We've got a couple of divots here and there, and you just got to watch out. Sometimes people overshoot what's there and come out here, but for the most part really good. Hit this one. This is a nice even jump. But over here is an interesting feature of the track. As you can see, we've got what they call the dragons back there, which is a big ridge in there. That's the apex of the corner. So if you hit this and you push up on that ridge, you can actually carry quite a bit of speed through there. But as you leave there, you'll see there's a little, I don't know if you want to call it a little hip jump. You know, that's the face of that it's gone. You hit that and it actually wants to kick the back of the car up and flip the car forward. If you land on the outside of the ridge, it's a pretty flat track all the way around. You can still make good time and keep the car pretty balanced and level, and a lot of people do that, but the inside is definitely quicker. You can see here, the face of that kicker is absolutely, it's gone. We're going to have to rebuild that at some stage. But if you stay wide, you've got a pretty smooth run right up until you get to the next kicker. You know, so this part is called the Dragon's Back, because you've got that section behind us, and then you've got these little mogul type things, you know, little whoopses that are only half the width of the track. So that to that there's a little kicker, that to that is flat, and then you got another one over here. So as you go out of the Dragon's Back, you've got a kicker on the inside, and you keep going up and you've got a kicker more towards the middle, so there's a gap there. You can go down there if you want to keep it flat. But if you go on this one here, if you go on the outside, you've got nothing until you get to there. Then you've got your kicker, your little jump, and then you're flat all the way there with a slight outside camber there, and you got to keep it together till you get to the apex of the corner there. Then once you get to the apex of that corner, you've got 3 drop downs, 3 step downs. Mostly easy enough to get over, but if you get over this one wrong or that one wrong, you can flip your car. As you can see there, they're pretty sheer drops. But if you gas it right, once you hit this one here, you can gas it and just leap this one altogether. You don't actually need to touch this one. If you get your engine tuned right and your line right, you don't actually need to touch this one. You can jump straight over it and come all the way along here. And then here we got a big off camber. Now as you can see, as we enter this off camber, you can see there's wobbles on the track. So the track goes up, down, up, down. It's like a wavy bit there, and then there's a chewed out section there from where people used to take the inside line to go around that off camber. As you go, you see onto the outside, it's just dusty and wavy. So if you get too far off line here, you're not going to get any traction. You're going to be outside of the traction zone. And there we have an Attila who's actually bought a nitro car for the first time and is coming to play with us today. That's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, so off camber, it's quite chewed out in some places, but nice. It's a very interesting feature of the track. When you get here, it steepens, so the angle is steeper. But if you leave there, that's the apex of the corner there. So basically, from there to there, you can straight line it. You don't have to get on the brake here. Literally, you can just turn it. It's like an S section almost. You come in there, apex here, and make it to that apex there. That's the S section of the track. Again, this part here is all very nice and smooth, and you know, you can full throttle that. And then you come into here, and we've got this little jump over here. Now this jump over here is quite interesting. You can see there it tapers away towards the ground, and then the face is nice there to jump. It's a little bit hollow there before it gets to the top of the jump, and then here it shallows out, and then it peaks in the middle there before it flattens out and goes over. So 3 different or 4 different jump profiles. So find your line that's going to give you the most even, balanced, level jump out of there, so that you can line it up here. Now over here you'll come through this, which is pretty flat out, and then you've got this 90-degree or slightly more than 90-degree corner, which brings you to one of the features of the track called Mount M.O.R.B.C, which is that. Now that's a double-faced jump, quite high, but it's a single. So you come through here, you can see how steep this face is. So your car's going to get some elevation on this, so you really have to watch how you take this jump. Your car's going to get a lot of elevation depending on where you actually launch from. If you're wide, you can actually get away with a lot less elevation, but you're out on the dusty side of the track if you are wide. If you're in the middle, you get a lot more elevation, so your car wants to go up and then come down the other side. Most of the time people hit this so hard they skip the jump completely and land on the flat side, which is down there. You come in here, again a lot more elevation, but then you're right on the inside, and you're not going to be able to line up properly for the jump that's coming up there, because you're going to have to land on the inside and then go back outside, or take the chamfered side of the jump, and hopefully you don't go over the ropes and leave the track. So that's Mount M.O.R.B.C. Get over the top of this. The downside is nice and easy. If you land it, you've got a great opportunity to gas it and build up some speed, and then keep coming through here. Again, now we've got another interesting jump. You can see the way this is profiled. You've got a jump here. If we look at that as a straight jump, then that landing is going away from it. So you've got narrow here, really wide there. Pick your spot. You know, some parts of this jump, like I said over here, you've got a chamfered off edge, and that's going to be interesting. If people stay too close to this inside line, it's going to push them off the track. But if you hit this section just right, you got a little whip action and you land the downside. That's the shortest way around this jump. Alright, look at this jump here. There's your landing area down the side here, and then it's just a big straight, and it's flat out down this straight. As you come down this straight, you'll see it starts to bank. So we got a nice bank over there, not steep enough to hold you into the corner, but if you got a little bit of push, also not steep enough to prevent you from pushing outwards, you know. So it won't hold you into the corner, but it will. If you got the line right, you're sweet. If you're slightly wide, you're done. And that brings us back to the start and the pit lane entry. And that is a lap of M.O.R.B.C that we're going to be running today.